Okay, the first thing we've got to do is form the body of the hopper, and as it being a detached body, we use this is just a closed cell foam. This one here is the fully mill. It's got a bit of flash on it at the top. It does help with certain lights, but if you've got it, then it's great. If you don't, just black is fine. There's different ways of forming the body of this fly, so what I'm going to do here, split it down the centre first and get it so that we can actually tie it straight on. Now the length is up to yourself, how long you want, and then the hoppers and the size we're looking at are quite small, so but make sure you've got plenty to work with. Just cut into a point, a taper anyway. Obviously we've got it trimmed. We need some to attach it to the needle so we can form the detached body or the segmented body. So push that on, and then the thread I'm using is just a fine thread. This is the Uni, the 80 in black. So I've waxed it, just run the wax through it to get a wee bit extra grip. So we basically set the thread on top of the needle, just a fine needle, and then we do right at the very end 2 or 3 turns, and that there's the first segment for the body. Always keeping a hold of the waist end, don't let that go. And then we come up a couple of turns basically onto the needle, so we're actually on the needle. So we're coming up the body, and then we put another couple of turns, and then we just basically repeat that, but always tying in the waist end, because that is the strength of the body, so it gives you the extra strength to hold the foam together. So you're looking around about maybe, I would usually do about 5 segments is fine for the fly this size. As you can see, there we are. So by cutting it into the point, just gives it a better look. And then this very last segment here, we've got a whip finish. So we just cut the whip finish. So we've got both. We've got the waist end, the tying thread itself, but keep them together, don't cut them up here. You want to tie these in when you're tying the rest of the fly. And then we simply, all we do is slide it off the needle. And there's your body. You can taper the end a wee bit more, but that's fine. That's okay. And then we take this off, the adapter, and put our hook on. Nice and tight. And now we're ready to complete the rest of the fly. And again, I'm going to make sure there's wax on the thread, so what I do is take off about 10 or 12 inches, run the wax through once, and then I run my fingers through the thread just to take away the excess. And then, now you want a short type shank hook. This is basically the full and mill hook, the short shank special. In this case, the size 12. So we run the thread down, take away your waist to the point of the hook, and then we tie in our body which is prepared, and we tie it on where we tied off. So we basically tie it right on top, 3 or 4 turns. Now I like to come underneath, lock these in, lift, just basically lift this foam out of the way at this point, and just make sure you tie in the thread, this thread here, both the waist end and the tying thread which formed the body. Trim that away. These, I'm going to trim at an angle, so if we watch what we're doing, we can straight cut like on the top, but it'll give you an angle or a tapered cut, and then we can actually then tidy up, as I always say. Put our legs on, that being a hopper, so we need the legs. These are pre-knotted pheasant tail legs. And being an inset, we need 6, so just bring out 6 fibres. Make sure they're nice and straight, 90 degrees from the stem. We'll line the tips up and tear them away. Then you want to put 3 either side of the body, so make sure there's 3 either side. Now they can be as long and short as you like, but as long as you can see them. I like them slightly by the length or longer than the body. So we basically tie this on top, or on side, sorry, so that the legs are held apart with the body. Just check the length at this point, make sure that you're happy with the length. I like them basically to be all over, because you're basically representing a terrestrial fly that doesn't want to be on the water. In this case, this is more like the bibio can give the impression of midge, which do want to go in, but you've got the heather fly, and I do catch a lot of fish with the heather fly with this. So, and I'm using it for the heather fly, so it's a terrestrial. Trim away the excess, make sure there's wax on your thread, tidy up. Now the wing is made up of deer hair, being the sedgehog style. So we're looking at, because it's a bibio, we've got the wing, we've got black and we've got red in the centre. So first to go on would be the black. So take enough out, cut it close to the skin. Just open out the fibres, make sure there's no broken ends, no underfur. And put it into the stacker just to line the tips up. So they can tip first. And tap it on your desk, just tap it on your vise. As long as you clean away the underfur or the broken ends, it should stack okay. Now, again, this is up to your psyche. If it's quite short, these wings, or the deer hair, I like it slightly shorter. So that's just, these ends are just coming to the end of the body there, which is fine. Trim away the excess. You always got to make sure you've got wax in your thread so you get the grip. Sits on top. Make sure these are tied in. Now the body is the same as black, red, black as what the wing is. So a wee bit of black. Now this could be either seal's fur or something like SLF. It could be whatever fur you like. Now I like to turn up just to make sure I'm tidying things up at the back. Even if I put a couple of turns through the dubbing there, just tightens it up. And then we're ready for the red. So we've got the red deer here. This is bleached and dyed red. Now it could be orange as well, especially for the heather fly, it could be orange, but the red works. Again, we're going to tips in to the stacker. Tap at your desk. Check it's lined up. It's fine. Hold the wing. What you want is a wing in your finger and thumb. Trim away the excess. Touch your wax. Tie it in. Now I like to get the thread turned into these cut ends so they don't pull out and stay strong. There we are. Now you can tie these any colour. Good natural colours as well. They're good for daddy long legs. Now we've got our red segment now, so red seal's fur or SLF. It's fine. Then finally back to the black. Now you can finish this off a couple of ways. You can finish it off like an elk hair caddis. So it works really well. Again, make sure take away the underfur. Tips first into the stacker. Just encourage the tips in. You will have one or two. It's stubborn. Take your time. Tap on your desk. It's fine. Now you can just put a wee bit tiny bit of dubbing. I'm going to do that. Sometimes if you feel you're just a tad far away, I'm just going to put a wee tiny bit of black dubbing in there, just to compensate for being a wee bit short, but it will give us our black, red, black, which we're looking for. Then remove it from the stacker. Tie this in, get the length with sort of like a taper or so, or you could do it shorter if you want. So it's up to yourself. Now make sure you wax your thread here. Tie this on, right on top, keeping a hold of the wing, don't let it go. 2 or 3 turns or more. Then what you want to do then is pull some of these cut ends back and then do a turn of thread in between. Keep doing that. This will tighten it up. 3 or 4 in front. Always keep the thread tight. Straight in whip finish. We can then trim away our thread. Our cut ends we can trim at an angle. Just that helps to, when you pull this fly if you want, it'll create a bit of disturbance. And there we are, that's your fly. All we have to do is a wee quick some varnish. Just tap it just in at the base of that wing there and on the head. If you can rotate your vise it does help. The chances are you'll put a wee bit of varnish into the eye. So what you've got to do is make sure you can clean that out before you let it dry. So using my dubbing needle to do that. And there we go. And there's your Bibio hopper.